Welcome to Marrakech, city of breathtaking courtyards,
Insane mosaics and architectural details.
endless souks,
Dizzying streets.
rugs,
All of the tagines.
and very Instagrammable locations.
Also kittens.
I expected Marrakech to be all tiny roads, but it's actually a really big city. It's just we only tend to see the old part, the Medina.
I arrived at Casablanca and this was the first thing I had, which ended up being one of my best meals while in Morocco. I'm obsessed with biryouats. We were there from a day before because Metronomy was playing a gig in Casablanca and I took the chance to finally head out to Morocco. We tried to have breakfast at this local spot, but we didn't have enough time. So we grabbed a drink and then got on the train to go down to Marrakech. The trains in Morocco are great. They're cheap. It cost us $15 for a first class ticket and we were in Marrakech in 3 hours. Then we just had to find the Riad, which took a little bit through winding roads, but then we were there. It was really beautiful. It was breathtaking. We got the room up on the terrace, which was awesome. This is the view from down from our room. Morocco is known for its mint tea, and you should have all of it. The first night, it was really eerie to listen to the prayers in the middle of the night. The first night we ate up at the terrace. The Riad has its own restaurant. Then we headed out to Sahatan Jamia el-Fnaa, which is this very old square used by locals and tourists. And it was really insane. It's mostly known because it has all of these different performers and musicians that you have to pay something. It's very little. You can pay them $1, and then you're allowed to sit there and enjoy the show. It was really crazy. This guy thought I hadn't paid, but I had. All around there's food and drinks, and it was very intense, and we got hassled a lot. I was charmed by these little water fountains that were all around the town that anyone could grab a drink from. The next day we grabbed breakfast at the Riad and headed out to some culture. This is the Museum of Al-Dar al-Basha, and very little of its gorgeous mosaics. We just had to. Then we headed out to the secret garden. I love the fruit that we can find everywhere. This is pomegranate, figs, lavender. Here's Michael falling in love with some turtles. I love this woman sitting there. Then we went to Le Jardin Cafe. This was really good chicken tagine. Next we headed to the Musée de Marrakech. Another insane courtyard. There is some footage of me dancing in this courtyard that I owe you. Then we headed off to the souks. We saw a lot of rugs and fell in love with some, but couldn't commit. There are all sorts of things in the souks. I spent a good 30 minutes trying to get a good deal from this guy. I'm sure I still got ripped off. That evening we had dinner at La Maison Arabe, which was really beautiful, very posh. Winston Churchill used to come here. This year was one of my favorite moments. These bakers late night making the famous, really delicious local bread. That guy back there eventually called me over to knit some bread. The next day we went to the YSL museum. I really loved the collection. I love YSL. The Berber Museum within the Jardin Margerel next to YSL was my favorite thing. Speaking about very Instagrammable places, the Jardin Margerel next to the YSL, I don't recommend it. It's a tourist trap full of people just wanting to take a picture. Plus, people have done this carved all over the bamboo trees. It really was an unpleasant experience, and I simply don't recommend it. We were excited to check out the Palais de la Bahia, and we're not disappointed. The sun and the space had quite an effect on us, as you can see here. And here. And here again. That evening we went to the Gelis, a newer part of town away from the Medina, and had some really good local food. We also enjoyed the local wine. We said goodbye to the kittens, and that was the end of my time there. Next morning, I said goodbye to Michael and headed to Fez. I hope you enjoyed this. More to come.